evening and welcome to the Word News. I am Catherine Ago. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Rstv. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has officially certified the results of the Rivers State All Progressives Congress APC presidential primary election as the state coalition officer declared a landslide victory for President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. At the state's APC Secretariat in Port Harcourt, Governor Fubara explained that President Tinubu swept all 280,082 valid votes cast across the state's 23 local government areas, while his sole challenger, Mr. Stanley Osifo, recorded 0 votes. The governor attributed the successful execution of the exercise to meticulous organization and strategic planning by the party's leadership. He described the process as one of the most orderly political outings in the state in recent history, expressing satisfaction with the overall transparency. Official data verified at the Central Coalition floor showed that the Rivers State chapter of the APC holds a total registered membership baseline of 297,068. Following the accreditation process, a total of 280,082 voters cast their ballots, with the entirety of the turnout going to Tinubu. Governor Fubara emphasized his strict neutrality, stating that as an umpire, he is centered to protect the political integrity of the process and ensure the certified data could not be weaponized against the party. He subsequently certified the spreadsheet as a true, correct, and accurate reflection of the grassroots result from all 23 local government areas, while noting that the certified documents are being prepared for immediate transmission to the APC national headquarters in Abuja. Governor Fubara stated that the field data makes it practical that Tinubu is the definitive winner of the Rivers primary. Marriage has been described as a tough and serious venture that requires patience and perseverance to succeed. Officiating Minister Evangelist Beatrice Kogi made the assertion during the solemnization of holy matrimony between Favor John and Gabriel Ikimuni. Nnamdi Olimini reports that the event took place at the El Shaddai Ministries Rumeme branch, followed by the reception at Lesukas Event Center, Odili Road, Port Harcourt. His reports.
Evangelist Kogi, who took her text from Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9, said marriage is not a bed of roses because it is full of ups and downs and situations that are not anticipated. She said, however, if couples make God the center of their marriage, no matter how tough and difficult the trials become, they will eventually come out victorious. According to her, couples should love each other, be honest, transparent, and take decisions collectively while avoiding third parties in the settlement of disagreement. The preacher further added that marriage is a lifetime commitment and they should not run away but confront their challenges as they are responsible to ensure that their marriage works.
There are no guarantees where you love. If you love, you give yourself unconditionally. If you love, you are ready to sacrifice. Yes, love is sacrificial. Don't hold back. If you hold back, then that is when you will have a reason to withdraw. But not guarantee that it's going to be all rosy. There's no guarantee where love is concerned.
At the reception, chairman of the occasion, Peter Oluko, congratulated the newly wedded couple on their successful union and prayed God to guide their steps and actions all the time while calling on their parents to give them useful advice and encouragement. The couple, Favor Ikomonin and Gabriel Ikomonin, assured that they will not deviate but continue to seek the face of God in all their dealings and express appreciation to everyone who came to celebrate with them.
Rstv, thank you so much, Rstv, for coming to. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So thank you for honoring Fega 26. And I know God is going to take this station to greater heights.
I have already blessed this day before now. There will be peace in the house. There will be a success in the house. There will be growth in the house.
I'm so happy, overwhelmed, and I've been waiting for this day, praying for a successful marriage and the best for my son.
They should don't have any third party in their union. It's only them. The third party, if at all, if they will have, is God. That is just their only advice.
Together is key. They should not actually focus on what people would say about their family and what others want to contribute in terms of running their homes for them. It's important that they have that mindset of building together, because if they depend on what others are saying, obviously they will miss it.
I'm just overwhelmed with joy, and everything is going as planned, and as God may have it, you know, it's a success already.
Cutting of cake, toast, and bridal dance added colors to the event. Nnamdi Olimini, Rstv News.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has commended the ongoing All Progressives Congress APC primaries across the country, describing the exercise as a strong indication that internal democracy is taking root within the ruling party. Tinubu spoke on Saturday after participating in the APC presidential primary at Ward E, Ikoyi, Lagos State, alongside the First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. He said the process had so far been peaceful, orderly, and consistent with democratic principle. The President stressed that the exercise was designed to deepen democratic participation within the party structure, as he expressed satisfaction with the role played by APC governors in supervising the primaries across their respective states, following the mandate to coordinate the exercise. Meanwhile, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emerged victorious in the presidential primary election of the All Progressives Congress held in Kabo Ward, Kabo local government area of Kano State. The exercise took place on Saturday at the APC Secretariat in the ward, which is the home ward of the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibril. In a statement issued by Barau Media Aide Ishmael Mudashe, the Deputy Senate President said the turnout is a positive signal and expressed satisfaction with the peaceful conduct of the primary election. The Transmission Company of Nigeria has announced a power outage in the presidential villa, the Supreme Court, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, and other parts of Abuja. The statement by Ndidi Mba, TCN spokesperson, on Saturday said the outage was due to faults with the red and yellow phase 33 kV bushings of the 100 MVA power transformer in its Apo substation. According to TCN, the red phase bushing has been resuscitated while work is ongoing on the yellow phase, and urged the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company to take supply from customers on the outgoing 33 kV feeders connected to the affected 100 MVA transformer at the Apo substation. Members of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, Anambra State Chapter, have rejected the federal government's policy granting waivers to unified tertiary matriculation examination candidates seeking admission into colleges of education, describing it as a non-proactive measure that will lower the standard of the teaching profession. The teachers insisted that teaching is a profession with the same status as other professions, and therefore the standard of admission into colleges of education should not be cheapened to attract candidates. Anambra State Chairman of the NUT, Chika Chukwudozie, made this known during a press briefing in Oka on Saturday, while calling on the federal government to reconsider the policy and immediately engage relevant stakeholders to formulate impactful education policies. Chukwudozie pointed out that the press briefing was organized specifically to intimate the public on their standpoint regarding the federal government's policy of granting waivers to colleges of education. The Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention has warned that 10 African countries are at risk of being affected by the ongoing Ebola outbreak in Central and East Africa. Head of the agency, Jean Kaseya, disclosed this on Saturday while addressing concerns over the spread of the virus beyond the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda. According to him, high mobility and insecurity in the region are contributing to the spread of the virus. The warning comes after the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of the highly contagious hemorrhagic fever an international emergency. According to the World Health Organization, the outbreak centered in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo has recorded hundreds of suspected cases and more than 170 suspected deaths. Recall, Africa's CDC on 18th May declared the outbreak a public health emergency of continental security, citing fears of wider regional transmission due to insecurity, weak health systems, and population movement across borders. Ebola is a severe viral disease spread through direct contact with bodily fluids and can cause severe bleeding, organ failure, and death. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. Remember, you can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTVPH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. Ahead on the news, fatal explosion in northern China kills 90 miners. And in sports, White House task force insists on quarantine of Congolese national players. These and more stories when we return. Stay tuned.
Rstv, your source for authentic coverage. US on
YouTube RSTVPH, Facebook RSTVPH, TikTok RSTVPH,
and GoTV at channel 142.
Progress no dey happen just like that. It dey come from support when you need am.
Mommy, I got the school fees. You too much.
Na money point o.
Money point, thank you.
Customer, na transfer abi? Confirm.
Bro, na transfer.
Na money point oga. Oh, na confirm.
Progress na peace of mind when you know say payment go land as sure banker. Progress na small wind where the carry person go far.
No worry, yourself go make am. Mo go buy ball.
Victor, even you dey use money point?
Of course now, they use money point.
Confirm.
Money point, made for your progress.
The Omega Power Ministries, OPM Worldwide, presents a one-day singles program. Are you 35 years and above and still single? Are you 50 years and above and not yet married? Are you experiencing disappointments in your relationships? Is there a curse of thou shalt not marry operating in your family? Do you have a water spirit husband or wife blocking your marriage physically? Worry no more, for today, Dr. Jesus has remembered you. In this one-day special singles program, strictly for singles, tagged, Something Good Must Happen. Date, Saturday, 23rd May 2026. Time, 9 a.m. Venue, OPM GRA 2, number 2 Gregor Buifen Street, off Casablanca, GRA Phase 2, Port Harcourt. Come believing and ready to pray and let Dr. Jesus turn your situation around for good. OPM, Dr. Jesus in action, Dr. Jesus in action. God is here.
This is Rstv World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. Rstv, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
You're welcome back. Senegalese President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has sacked the Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and dissolved the nation's government after months of tensions between the two men. Sonko, a popular figure among the Senegal's youth, said on social media that he would sleep with a light heart. The split comes as the country faces mounting economic pressure, with its public debt having reached the equivalent of 132% of its GDP, according to the International Monetary Fund. Sonko's dismissal followed a parliamentary session during which the Prime Minister openly criticized Faye for his approach to the debt crisis. No details have been provided on the appointment of a new Prime Minister. At least 90 people have been killed in a coal mine blast in northern China, according to state media. The gas explosion at the Liushenhu coal mine in Shanxi province is the worst mining disaster in China since 2009. 247 workers were reportedly on duty when the blast happened, with more than 100 people reportedly pulled to safety and hundreds of rescuers sent to the site. Chinese President Xi Jinping said no efforts must be spared to treat the injured and search for survivors. The country's State Council has informed that a rigorous investigation would be conducted and those found responsible would be severely punished. 27 people are in local hospital with one in critical condition, while the rest have minor injuries, with most of them affected after inhaling poisonous gas. French authorities have suspended extra EU border checks at Dover after thousands of holidaymakers heading to the port faced long queues in soaring temperatures. The port said that they had escalated the challenging situation with border authorities and change would help clear queues at the terminal and congestion on surrounding grounds. Travelers had earlier faced up to 2 hours delay reaching the port and up to a further 2.5 hours to complete processing at the terminal on Saturday morning. The May bank holiday is being viewed as a test for a new European Union border checks. And now sports. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has approved free entry for supporters attending Rivers United's final match at the 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League (NPFL) season against Katsina United. The match day 38 encounter is scheduled for Sunday, 24 May 2026 at the Adokia Mr. Stadium, Port Harcourt, with kick-off at set 4 p.m. In a move aimed at encouraging widespread support for the club, the governor, through the Rivers State Ministry of Sports, directed that stadium gates be opened to fans free of charge for the decisive fixture. To facilitate transportation for supporters, the state government will also provide free shuttle bus services from designated locations across Port Harcourt, which will begin assembling from 12:30 p.m. with departure to the stadium scheduled for 2:30 p.m. Rivers United are heading into the final game of the season with an opportunity to secure the NPFL title, and with victory over Katsina United, alongside a favorable result involving Ikorodu City in Lagos, the Port Harcourt-based side is sure to be crowned league champions. The club has called on football fans and residents across Rivers State to turn out in large numbers to support the team in what could become a historic occasion for the club and the state. Goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo and winger Femi Aziz are among the early arrivals as the Super Eagles opened camp in London ahead of the 2026 Unity Cup. Okonkwo, who recently switched his international allegiance from England to Nigeria, Aziz, Plymouth Argyle striker Owen Oseni, Terem Murphy, Tochukwu Nadi, Philip Otele are the other foreign-based professionals in camp named ahead in Coach Eric Chell's squad for the Invitational Tournament. Head coach Chell traveled to London on Friday with 8 home-based players and members of his backroom staff. The Super Eagles held their staff training session ahead of the semi-final fixture against the Warriors of Zimbabwe at Grey Valley FC, Middle Park Avenue, London SE9 5HP on Saturday. They will take on Zimbabwe in the first semi-final at the Valley, home ground of Sky Bet Championship Club. Charlton Athletic on Tuesday, 26th May, while India and Jamaica will do battle in the second semi-final at the same venue on Wednesday, 27th May. The final, which will also be played at the Valley, slated for Saturday, 30th May. The White House Task Force Executive Director for the 2026 World Cup, Andrew Guglielmi, has insisted that the national team of Congo must isolate for 21 days or risk the ability to enter the U.S. for the tournament. According to Guglielmi, the U.S. has also informed FIFA and the Congolese government that the players and officials must be in bubble in Belgium. The team is preparing for the World Cup in Belgium, where they are expected to play 2 warm-up match games. The DR Congo is currently dealing with outbreak of Ebola virus disease. Rivers State is the treasure base of the nation. Let's build and take it to greater heights. It is a task we must accomplish. You can watch our news live on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at RSTVPH. You can also subscribe and click on the notification bell for updates on our live feeds. To end the news, another look at our major stories. Governor Siminalayi Fubara has personally certified the